All right, so that's the CRL Commission's chairperson, Professor David Mosoma. For more reaction on the story now, we're joined on the line by Contralesa President Kgosi Mathupa Mokoena. Kgosi, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on the SABC News channel. Maybe firstly, your reaction to the deaths of 22 boys in the Eastern Cape province.
Good afternoon, Palesa. On behalf of Contralesa, I want to really condemn the deaths at our education schools, to say those boys didn't deserve to die like that. And we are the first person to say no kind of sympathy to those who neglected this custom and culture, and who have done this in the name of our culture. We are saying the law must take its course. Those people must be punished. They must feel the wrath of the law. We can't really support this kind of behavior.
But Kgosi, condemning the incident really, is it all that Contralesa can do? Because this is not a first instance where initiates die, more so in the Eastern Cape province. It happened just a few months ago during the winter season.
Palesa, what we have done is that we're not going public about it. We are the ones who went to the police to identify those illegal schools. Contralesa members are the ones who even identified perpetrators. Contralesa is the one who even sat down with those people who are not trained to conduct that practice at our education schools. We demanded from our Department of COGTA, even our health, to say, please channel those funds where they will be used effectively, because currently they pumped in 20 million to their own doctors instead of channeling that money to train traditional surgeons, to channel it to traditional to principals of those schools, and to channel that money where it's going to have an impact instead of creating jobs for doctors. We have done so much, Madam. In fact, even now, we have called on our structures to go after those people who are those perpetrators. If they're hiding anywhere, they must be identified. Police must arrest them, because there's no way we're going to be philosophical about it. We are very sad and angry about this death of our initiates at our school.
So you have now the commission for the CRL Commission, so to say, suspending initiation schools in 4 regions in the Eastern Cape province. What does the stance by the CRL Commission mean to the value of culture as a whole?
I respect the call by Professor Mosoma on behalf of CRL. Unfortunately, when you have a snake in your house, you don't burn the whole house. You have means of removing the snake from the house. Unfortunately, their proposal as a CRL cannot be accepted by Contralesa. What we're saying, let's come up with a mechanism that will make sure that our boys don't die at these initiation schools. That's all what we're saying. But banning this practice for a year or whatever is not solving a problem, because you are punishing even innocent people. You know, this is our culture, which we are very proud of. But there are some elements who are misusing it, are using it as ATM, as a money-making machine, which as Contralesa are condemning it. And we're saying to the law enforcement agencies, don't smile, deal with this, if I may call it, these unwanted elements in our society.
All right, so you disagree with the CRL Commission, but in 2017 the Commission had conducted some public hearings on this particular matter, came up with recommendations, and the findings were there. And part of what Professor Mosoma was saying earlier to us is that those recommendations and the findings were never considered.
Madam, as Contralesa, we also made our own recommendations to the department and to our government. Unfortunately, our recommendation was not taken. We said this thing of parachuting people to say and come and conduct public hearings and so on without directly involving stakeholders, in this instance, traditional institutions, traditional leaders, and even Contralesa, because we are the ones who are supposed to monitor what's happening down there. Now, we are saying there is no way in which we'll accept this recommendation from CRL, we are as concerned as everybody else by this death in our initiation schools. But unfortunately, the recommendation cannot take off, unfortunately.
All right. So you say that the suspension is never going to remedy the situation as it is. What do you think are the long-term solutions to this particular problem, Kgosi? Because as I said, this is not necessarily a new phenomenon. It's been happening over years in different provinces.
What will assist and curb this carnage is that as traditional leaders, as Contralesa, let's make sure that we don't give permit to people who don't have experience. As Contralesa, let's monitor that those practice that was done in the 1970s and so on cannot be used now, because what's happening is that in those initiation schools, there are some of the elders who are saying, when you are at this school, you don't have to drink water, you don't have to do this. Those are things you cannot really promote in this time and age. I went to the initiation school, I was 70, in 1970. Now, can you believe that a child of 15, 18 years, if you don't give him water, what's going to happen to this poor child? We are saying, let's try to improve on what is there now. Another thing that will assist is to involve medical doctors. If the situation at our initiation school tends to be worse, or you see that there might be a danger in this child, by all means, let's make use of, let's invite doctors to come in and assist. What makes us even angry is that some of the principals of these schools are refusing doctors to come in and assist when they realize that there must be some challenges, there must be some problems here. And as Contralesa was saying, we cannot accept and promote people who are saying no doctors in our schools. As long as the doctor is qualified, has been in the school, there's no way you can refuse him to come and assist. That's why in provinces like Limpopo, like Mpumalanga, because we are, traditional surgeons are working together with our doctors from the Department of Health. Hence, there are no colleges there. Boys will go to the school and come back alive, all of them. Why can't we do the same in the Eastern Cape?
All right.
That's our call as Contralesa.
All right. Kgosi, very quickly, so will you be engaging the CRL Commission on this matter since, well, you're not happy with the decision?
We are free to talk to them because, unfortunately, if they recommend something that is not acceptable to the institution, they cannot implement it. They can't enforce it, unfortunately.
All right.
So we are prepared to talk to them, to hear their side. They must also hear what we are saying. And what I've made a call is for the department, the two departments, that of Health and COGTA, to come on board as well and make sure that they assist in this case. Because, unfortunately, there are some of us who made a call for the department to come and meet us that dragging their feet. Hence, we're in this position now. And we're saying we are calling on the department, the ministers in particular, please play the ball. Our boys cannot die like this, like flies.
All right.
We can't accept this.
Kgosi Mathupa Mokoena is the president of Contralesa, joining us now on the line, basically saying that they do not agree with the decision by the CRL Rights Commission to suspend initiation schools in the 4 region in the Eastern Cape province, basically saying that they will have to engage with the commission to get a way forward on this matter.